welcome to the Might Ramble podcast.
Ron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
From this distant vantage point, the Earth might not seem of any particular interest.
This episode, my guest is Alex Bradley. It's a bit of an interesting episode in that Alex is currently walking 2,560 miles from Austin, Texas, to a place in Oregon to pay tribute to his late friend and to raise money for suicide prevention and mental health matters. This episode occurs in the Nevada desert. I decided to join Alex for a day to help him accomplish some of these miles along the way. Aside from supporting Alex as a friend, this was important for me to do personally because I had a friend take his own life in 2015, and I've had many friends die from the disease of addiction, typically through unintentional overdoses. So I just wanted to pay some tribute and to take some time to reflect on the preciousness of life. You might be healthy today. That's not guaranteed tomorrow. It's not guaranteed in a year. So, with that, do the most that you can with the time that you have. In the episode, it's a bit of a walking interview or conversation, and we're both walking and running at times. So you'll hear us be a little bit belabored in our speech. Other than that, I don't think I have much else to say, but I hope you enjoy, and I will post some links in the show notes if you wish to contribute to what Alex is doing, or if you're just curious about what he's up to. So with that, I'll pass.
All right, I'm good to run whenever you want.
I know. I gave us an extra 4 minutes while you're getting the mic ready. We got 1:14 before we just decide to call it a walk for a minute, and then we'll try to jaunt for 3.
All right.
We have about 3.1 miles left.
Getting there. Did you get in the boat way back there?
No, there's a barbed wire fence.
Yeah. So what's the story with your friend AJ? You guys were friends growing up?
Yeah, so we met in the 9th grade, on like the 8th and 9th grade. And we were in chemistry class together, and he was making faces at a guy behind me. And he was just a super charismatic guy that would light up a room. And then he slowly got darker as time went on, and I was one of the last people to talk to him on the phone. And I was taking his storage stuff.
You guys stayed friends the whole way?
Yeah. So we put stuff in the storage unit that was his stuff that was in my house. I was going through a divorce, so I was trying to get stuff out of the house. And some of it was like his personal items, and we put it all in storage, put the keys above my truck.
How long ago was this?
2021. So, anyways, I woke up the next morning and he had jumped off the bridge that I'm walking to there. And I was like, damn, that sucks. And so I have his tattoo, the only tattoo that he got, which I paid for. He got it right here, so I put it right there, and it's birthday.
I got you.
It's an arrow going through the clouds, which means no matter how dark it looks, if you can imagine the sun shining on top of the clouds, you'll be able to make it through. Sadly, he lost that day. He killed himself, and I think there's ways that we can avoid that, and beyond feeling good, but mechanically getting to another 24 hours. So, like, walking can change your dopamine. Nature can change your dopamine.
Just fucking asking for help, too.
Yeah.
Saying I'm not all right.
Little trot.
I can relate, though. So, 2015, so 10 years ago now, one of the first friends I made in college, she was in the dorm room next to mine, Dan. I was struggling with a secret addiction at this point. Some suicidal, I want to say, thoughts definitely happening, but I don't know. Dan and I became friends and came out of the door shower one night, and there he was with his dorm room open. What's up, man? You know, hanging out, having a good time. And it's like a day later, 2 days later, OD'd, killed himself on purpose. I was like one of the last people that had talked to him. And that was that. And I was just like, holy shit. I was like, I wish we had talked some more. I had no idea you were even like down and struggling and all these types of things. That was that. There's no second chance after that,
Yeah.
Made a permanent decision to what were probably very temporary problems. We were like 18 years old. So
Yeah, especially being that young,
seeing his family come, he had to move his stuff out of his dorm, and they're just like crushed. It's horrible.
It's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
Well, and what do we do now? How do we help people get further away from those critical moments? Dopamine regulation's huge. And we just can't get away from being human. Like
it's just part of but whether your life's good or not, life is hard.
Yeah.
Right? It's something interesting I learned actually in the last year. I've never thought about suicide in this way, but the brain is it's a problem solver.
Yeah, it's a storyteller.
Right. And if it thinks you're running into a problem that you have no solution for, the brain solution starts being, well, I could just end it, right? So it's like if someone's having suicidal thoughts, that's what it is. It's someone's running into a problem that they don't know how to face, or they think they like can't get past, right?
I like waving to people.
I noticed you waved at me when I was driving.
You wave at everybody, man. A moment where like both people look at you, both people look at each other. Just a little present moment. They get seen, I get seen. I get my mind off fucking running. And it's just fun.
So this or maybe a weird question, but so you've been to Burning Man.
Yeah.
Right, which is a pretty bizarre experience compared to normal life, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a detachment from normal life, and you make a city for a week and you're there. And
yeah.
This type of thing, very different type of experience.
Give me a second here. Hold on.
Very good. You got some rocks?
Yeah. Rocks get in there.
You got a snake in your boot.
A lot of rocks.
Yeah, so I was going to say, how does this experience compare to something like Burning Man as far as like detachment from normal life and society?
Pretty similar.
What do you mean by that?
We said what it compares to it, so that's the best way to describe it, and what Burning Man's separation is and how they make contrast. Burning Man, you have a week of frolicking and fun. Though the weather's harsh, you have an intention for that. This is similar in the sense that you definitely detach and don't have a lot of care, but the intention's a little different, especially when you're trying to raise money too. So you can't have all the fun on the planet, but you also will respect every dollar that goes into your hand and justify the trip itself, and then also find a way to experience everything happening while also being on an agenda to get to and fro.
Well, it's like physically demanding. You have more responsibility, right? You're not detached from society, but you got the people that you're responsible to for this.
Yeah. So that's something. A little more responsibility with it, a little more eyes.
State of sobriety is a little different, probably.
Yeah, what kind of, like sometimes you experience, if you have mushrooms, it's awesome to do mushrooms on a run.
I've never done it, but yeah.
Well, it's a great experience. Hell of a lot better than most people fucking drinking shit, shooting shit up.
Drinking is stupid. Drinking's a bad drug.
Quite funny.
It's hard on you. You do stupid things that you regret. Okay, one question I have. So obviously you're doing this now. How did you what was like the story of getting this idea and then like being like, how the fuck could I make this happen? Like, how did this all go down for you, like internally?
I've always wanted to see my friend's last steps. I was making all these excuses about how I couldn't do it financially, time-wise, logistics, or whatever. And then I was like, hell, I could walk that. Someone had said, you can't walk that. Not in 100 days, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, bitch, I can. Started looking at it.
Like, when was this? When did you
This
first
is-
start thinking about this?
I think March of this year. I've been thinking about seeing his steps for a while.
You mean like physically seeing? Or the sense?
Yeah. But the way there wasn't quite walking until March of this year. So,
And you started thinking about it. And then,
yeah, and I was going to work to go treat some patients. I was like, this is all I'm doing is going to work and finding time to go to work and sleep and maybe a little bit of partying. But like, what do I really care about? What do I really want to
coaching,
do?
physical therapy,
Right.
social life.
So I was going to treat patients. When you treat in a skilled nursing facility, you see what life really looks like at the end. It's pretty dark if you're not careful.
Yep.
I'm like, everybody does all this. This one 74-year-old man, 415 pounds, just hated everything that was coming out of my mouth. Did not want to work with me. He's my last patient. The sun looks beautiful outside. Trying to get him up so he can get out of this place because he doesn't want to be there. He's too big. And anyways, he swings on me. And I put him back down. Told my boss, I'm preparing to walk to Oregon. I appreciate the time. I won't be accepting any more shifts. And then I started to prepare for the walk.
At what point, like, did you get a lot of, maybe not pushback, but like people being like,
Sure.
I don't believe you're actually going to do this.
Yeah.
Or, like, you're crazy.
Yeah, the second it comes out of your mouth. And then the day goes by. People are like, oh, are you already back for your walk? Or do you have second thoughts? Or when are you leaving again? But it's usually with an intention to be like, are you sure you're doing this?
Yeah, like checking whether your calculation in terms of what you have to sacrifice to do something like that, or it's just how serious you are about it. Were you scared to do this?
No.
Not at all.
Nope.
You're just more just like, how can I get this done?
Mm-hmm.
And why 100 days?
It was the shortest that the map could show me. And then it kind of seemed symbolic to, like, almost feels symbolic to years. But at the same time, just,
Yeah, like normal human life.
Yeah.
Approximately 100 years.
it's a nice round number. Most people live to like 80.
Rounded up.
Yeah. So I'm going to let us walk a little longer.
Oh, yeah, you're good. What do you think is, like, we just talked about this a little bit earlier, but, like, what are some of, like, the biggest, maybe, realization or changes that you've, like, noticed in yourself as you've now 67 days in?
I don't have a lot of care for things that don't pertain to me. In a loving way versus like, oh, I just can't think about that type of way.
Like, as it pertains to you, there's, like, the people you love, the people you care about. Right. Oh, sorry. Beyond that, like, possessions or status or these things that, I guess, we tend to have as, like, external things that kind of feed our egos if we're not careful.
Yeah.
Just, like, cut that away.
There's not much. There's not much to care about when you boil it down. You don't need to outsmart your common sense. If something feels good, think about why it feels good. If it's beneficial, if it helps progress you and doesn't deter you from what you actually want, regardless of the sensation. And pretty easy. Simple, I should say.
How much have you thought about Forrest Gump while you've done this?
Forrest Gump's been on a little bit. You kind of wander your brain around for a while. I mean, all you do is look into a beautiful landscape for 9 hours or so.
Do you relate to his character more now, having done this? You're like, oh, I can see maybe how he felt while he did that.
Well, due to his mental handicap, not quite, but yeah, you just, I mean, like, I can see the love, so I can visualize myself walking there, so it just makes it easier, and I assume he probably did the same thing. Yeah, water tastes amazing, food tastes amazing, everything is good.
I love that Nick got shacked up into this.
Yeah.
What a
it's
journey for him.
Pretty great synergistic thing.
Yeah, really. Well, yeah.
I'm impressed by my feet. Some people get blisters, but
Have they held up pretty well?
yeah, they're pretty fucking great.
Nice.
2.2. How about that?
How do you feel like when you get up in the morning? Are you ever just like, fuck, I have to do this again?
All the time. All the time. There's no magic pill. There's no magic moment. I mean, some days you feel better than others for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, mile 17 hits you. Mile 17 hits you. And then you're just pooped. And you got, you know, 13 or 10 more miles or whatever. And you just muster it up and you go, well, when I get started, I'll feel better than I do right now. And that's a fact. I don't feel it and it doesn't feel true. But at the end of the day, if you just start moving and you know you have to get somewhere, you usually do. And there's no way around it. There's no other way than forward. So you just kind of figure it out and it just becomes that. There's everything that you can validate in your emotions, but still the rules and what I said is still true, which is to walk this far. So
X amount of work type of thing.
Yeah, there's just not a
like I'm staying the course each day because
yeah.
X amount of work and whatever's going on with me, I have to set it aside until X amount of work is done.
And you'll be surprised how I was running it. You know, you'll run sometimes and then you'll go, damn. You'll get caught in a thought and how you can fix it. I can fix that problem. So then you stop, slow down. And you're like, well, I can fix that. And you realize you don't have your service, so you can't quite fix it. But you're like, okay, yes, I need to remember that, but I don't need to address that right now. And so many times we try to address so many things with multiple agendas, and it's like, just pick one direction, get it done.
One thing I learned or have been thinking about recently is like, you know how there's things you want to do and you're like, wow, like I'll get to that at some point. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. If you do the same thing with like these, say, like negative thoughts that sometimes cross our mind, like I'm not strong enough, or like, I don't know, I don't stack up to other people in some way, or like I don't think I can do this, right? That type of stuff.
Worthiness.
Right. If you take those thoughts and you just say, I'll get to that later, right? Just do the same thing you do with like the things you want to do. Just like shove it down the line. It's actually quite effective of like, we'll handle that later.
The 4 agreements kind of shifts how you even address a negative thought. Because who says you even have to acknowledge it?
Yeah.
Because if you're having a negative thought based upon external sources and variabilities, you're justifying your emotion based upon things you cannot control.
Right.
Therefore, how does it have a valuable enough time to spend energy, legitimate energy, to even contemplate that thought? I'm too busy thinking about things I want to do in the sheer moments I have on earth, not am I fucking good enough for so-and-so, or am I buff enough? Like, this body dysmorphia bullshit is fucking blowing my mind.
What do you mean by that? Like for you personally?
No. I don't give a shit. I look great.
I think you look great.
Thank you. But I know I look great, so I don't care how my body looks because I know I look great. But so many people look at other people and go, oh, I wish I looked like that. You will never, ever look like that because you're not that fucking human being. So shut the fuck up and enjoy your goddamn body.
Right. We're different. And
well, people are so worried about their goddamn abs. Have you ever seen somebody work with a stroke? Like, shut the fuck up. People are such pansies nowadays. They're so worried about their goddamn body image. Like, they don't even have any idea how most people function throughout the day on various ability levels. And everybody's worried about goddamn Botox and testosterone and steroids when a goddamn walk, good sleep, good food would fucking change your life. But we're worried about all this existential bullshit. And if we did Glasgow's hierarchy of needs, we just fucking did that to ourselves. We don't know how to love ourselves. And it's fucking simple. It's hard, but it's simple.
Yeah, simple but not easy, right?
Yeah. If you had somebody you loved more than life itself, how would you treat them? Put yourself in that place. Wow.
Yeah, like the gift of self-compassion, but learning how to do that through the fact of like, if you did something wrong, right? Or not even wrong, like something you felt bad about.
You felt you had shame.
Right. How would I treat you in that scenario? And then it's like, how do I do that for me, right? I already know how to do it, but you just got to put it on yourself.
Yep. And That's a bummer. Like, I get people want to look a certain way, but like physics be physics, and life gets really hard, and particularly gets incredibly hard when you're in pain. And when you're in pain physically, you'll be in pain emotionally at a...
Oh yeah, it's like a jar, right?
Yeah.
If you start stacking the jar, things are gonna start popping out in ways you don't feel very good.
Exactly.
And has this given you ideas about like I would like to do another adventure of some sort?
I would love to.
What have you thought
I
about?
don't know. You know, just another endurance focused thing. It's pretty easy just to suffer. Like, what? You just keep going.
That's how it goes.
You know?
Have you run like a marathon? I know you've done high rocks and stuff like that, but
Yeah, before I did this, I've run a total of like 2 marathons.
okay. Yeah.
And then now I run about a marathon plus a day.
Yeah. You could go for like an ultra marathon. Like
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
absurd.
Well, that don't even make me question.
What do you mean?
Like 100 miles?
Huh?
Yeah, I'll probably sign up for one. Like, try it out.
Do you ever look back at like, so you were a youth pastor at one point and married,
Uh-huh.
and you're just like, do you ever look back and be like, my life has just changed so much?
I think you should do that. Yes, I think grieving and processing and validating and loving all versions of yourself are important and weird to do, but whenever you sit with yourself, usually you can go through all the phases that you were.
Yeah.
And you can sit and go, man, I really fucked up X or Y. I really did great there.
Yeah.
And that's that. Like, it's just like, okay, that version of me was doing the best he could. And unfortunately, that also means hurting people.
Along
and it's
the way.
better. Yeah. So, like, you can't take back the regret or the pain that you caused people, but you can understand and carry it differently.
Well, yeah, and also process it in a way, right, where you don't commit that exact
exactly
which you hurt someone again. Like
and really that comes from loving yourself enough to not have to be who you were 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
To allow yourself to change. We act like you just got to change and all of a sudden you're this different person or you want to be this different person. But really, like, you don't allow yourself like the neuroplasticity or time to just grunt through your brain slowly figuring out that you're not going to do X or Y again.
Yeah, it's not like a light switch.
Yeah.
It's like a...
Yeah, you got to
like
kind
a
of
dial.
gotta
You
carve
have
it.
to work to keep turning. Right?
Yeah. Damn, I like tired.
We're gonna get there. We're getting pretty close.
Yeah, we are. We can almost see the prices.
Yeah.
Step by step, ooh baby, I'm gonna give us a minute of time.
What are you gonna do when you get to like the finish? Do you have like some ideas about
Well,
how you're gonna wrap it up?
his family's gonna be there. My family's gonna be there.
Yep.
Some people from Correct and my other life and other aspects of my life will be there, and I think I'm just gonna weep for a little bit.
Let it out.
Yeah, I think it'll just... I'm excited for that moment. And just to let the emotions happen and just like let it be that conglomerate existential, like, wow.
Yeah.
I did this thing and like, I miss you, bud. So
Yeah, like you paid you will never look back and be like, I wish I would have paid a little bit more tribute to like.
Yeah,
the way
exactly.
to me.
Exactly. And I decided to do this thing. Like,
Yeah.
this is not easy. It's incredibly difficult. And I'm
Or
very,
you've given
very,
up a lot to do this.
Yeah. And, you know, it's cool. I'm very, very tough. I'm very, very durable. So I can weather this stuff. But I wouldn't say I'm like fucking pain free or like, there are things that you have to do to stay mentally apt to not feel sorry for yourself, because you also said that you were going to do this. You asked for this.
Right.
So
yeah.
But you still have to, like, you know when to quit, know when to rest, know when, 10 miles is enough.
There's a pacing to it.
Yeah.
Like knowing like.
Yeah. Like today I felt great and I still feel good. I'm just, you can kind of tell I'm just like, but
You're on the back. I mean, you're 2/3 down. So
yeah.
You're getting there.
So
right? The finish line is in sight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the total. I haven't looked at my watch at all. So we look at steps.
That's how I felt with you on this journey, like a much smaller version compared to probably how you'll feel when you get to the finish line. I was like, I must go out there.
Yeah.
Alex is doing this thing, and the way this type of thing has touched my own life, that like, I gotta get a date with him.
Yeah,
both to support you in that. I'm like, that's awesome. And also like, there's a piece of it that's like, no, this is like something I need to do for me too.
Yeah, I'm super pumped you're out here, man.
Yeah. It's,
so excited for a fucking Slurpee.
I always try to be like, for the people I decide to give a fuck about and be friends with.
That's the,
it's like, I may not be the person that's like, you're with all the time, but for the important things, I'm like, I will show up in the way, like, for that person, right? Like, I decide to give a fuck for them.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I'm in like this journey.
I will show up when it counts in a way that that
this journey's been big in that, on the sense of like, you know, when I get done, who's getting my energy? I know I've learned to give it a lot to myself. You know, you almost have to, right?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Meaning like giving your energy to people.
Oh yeah, like where do I put my time, right? What do I?
Yeah, you're like thinking like, yeah,
you can't be best friends with everyone.
Yeah, and
you can be kind to everyone,
right?
But you can't be, you know, you only got so much space to be close to so many people.
Correct. So what I'm meaning by that is I've had to do this journey giving 24 hours to who? Me.
Yeah.
All of it. So that's been a great skill, because, you know, sometimes people will be like, oh, I can't say I'm tired around you. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, you can, because it's your version of tired. But I also just like, I do have to validate the extreme stress that my body's in, lack of sleep, and just caloric deficit.
I mean, you're beating the fuck out of it. You know?
Right. And so like learning to be like, oh, what does a shower mean? What does clipping your nails mean?
Right.
What does sitting on the edge with guys in the shade with my feet up mean? Everything.
Yeah. It gives like real significance.
Yeah.
These minor reprieves, right? Or just ways of taking care of yourself.
I said this phrase because I was kind of annoyed by it, and I still am, but it's also beautiful. But it's the fact that life is miraculous and mundane. And it is. Like, it's so mundane. It's so plain, but at the same time, it's also absolutely miraculous.
I think that's the skill, right, is being able to take the mundane of life, be able to approach it in a way where on a regular basis it remains miraculous.
Your perspective.
Yeah.
Your perspective. One of the greatest examples is in Dopamine Nation, when that guy who cannot seem to stop smoking weed, just trying his hardest, struggling his life away.
Was it like the college?
And he ends up taking pictures of beetles because he focused so much on taking pictures of this tiny little beetle. All of a sudden, it's one of the most fun things. It's a beetle in grass, dude. And yet that took over his addiction.
Yeah.
And all that was his hyper awareness to the littlest of things, to the biggest of things. And I think that's just fascinating.
Yeah, something I've been thinking about with your journey, I know you mentioned like both the physical difficulty, but also the mental difficulty. And I guess kind of a hard question to answer, but like they're interrelated, obviously. But like, do you think the physical or the mental part has been more challenging?
There's one that has to be harder. I'd say the mental.
What's like been a challenge along this journey that you just didn't see coming? Because you always like have an idea how something's going to be, but you don't really know until you fucking do.
I think when you map things, some roads say you can't walk and you can. Some say you can and you can't. Some, some roads look way different. Some will lead you to a fucking pond.
Have you had to do some really big fucking hills?
Yeah. I was thinking about one of the hardest days. Luckily, I felt pretty great. But there was a bike race going on, so it made it easier. It was just so goddamn pretty. I didn't realize how hard it was. But it was this West Texas hill, and it's the highest point on a Texas highway. It's 6,000, I think 974 feet up. And we rose like 4,900 feet in like an hour and a half.
It's almost a mile.
Yeah. It was awful.
I bet.
It was so awful.
It crossed my mind. I was driving up here. I was like, oh, fuck. Wait, what if he's like climbing elevation? This is going to be so up.
Elevation. I think that's an unexpected thing. Elevation.
Yeah.
There was that one. And that was my first like experience with elevation. So that was difficult. When I got to Alpine,
Where's that?
Alpine, Arizona.
Okay.
It's like on the side, but it's like fucking 8,000 feet.
Yeah.
So 8,500, I believe, is its highest. So running through that gets you pretty thin. And the most before that 69 or around that 69 was I messed with a couple 5,000s, a couple 6,000s. And then now I'm all of a sudden in 8,500, been up in 9,000. So that just makes you dizzy. Makes you real fucking dizzy.
Yeah.
And you can't like, I don't know, you can't get around that for a while. For like 72 hours.
Stuck in it, right?
Yeah, you're just like, can't really breathe faster because that'll freak you out. Your air's not going to get any thicker.
What did you think when you were starting? You're like, oh, fuck, this is really happening?
I thought my feet hurt. I thought this is really cool that everyone joined in.
You had a big crowd on your send-off.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had like 400 or 500 people.
Yeah.
And it was cool because I got to walk through the city. I got that first done, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I was like, I know I can do the next day. Yeah, and we'll just see. We'll get 2 days down.
Yeah, just keep my head down.
Got 2 days down. Yeah, I just remember being really tired and knowing I was full of adrenaline, not being able to sleep at all.
Oh yeah.
Also, like I remember
it's like you're putting your cape on of like this is really happening. Right?
Took a bath that night and that morning, and just sat in the bath and realized like this is the last time I'm gonna be in this tub for like X amount of days. Now the following 10 days,
I've kind of wondered. Obviously, very different.
We're super hard.
Kind of wondered very big differences in some ways, but in some ways, I'm like, I wonder psychologically if there's some similarities to like when people go off to war in terms of.
I would assume
it's going to be really different, but they're like,
yeah,
I expect to come back to like normal life at some point.
Yeah, I think there's something like that because it's like on a mission.
There's a very clear objective.
Yeah.
Right. There's a very clear timeline.
Yeah. So I think there's that. I mean, of course, I don't have to go fucking train, fight people, kill people.
Right. The risk
or
of
be prepared for that. Yeah, exactly. I will say these roads are very dangerous, but not at all to the level of what our military goes through at all. But that was a surprise. Become more agile. Almost there. I think we're almost a mile left, which is awesome. Yep, mile exactly. I'm really surprised on how well my body's done though. Like it's been quite surprising. I mean, I have fucking 30 days left, more or less 31 days.
And you've lost weight, but
yeah,
like
you want a hat? It's a nice hat. Not actually a bad hat. And my body's like right now, it's cool that my body's moving, but there's times when you just don't feel like your body's moving. Like it feels like I'm sitting in an office talking to you. I mean, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, but it feels like I'm just like on my hips. My legs are just kind of doing it.
Have you been stretching?
I'm out of tank. I'm out of gas. God damn it. I'm excited for a Slurpee. Yes, I do a lot of Cossack squats.
Okay.
I do the world's greatest stretch. I do the Paraformis stretch. I mobilize my ankles. I pop all my toes. I do a lot of hamstring contract relax. So I'll do my quad to like fire my hamstring or to stretch my hamstring. So you like kick your leg straight. And I do a lot of those. Don't do as much as I should probably right now. Because sometimes you just get in your head on like, oh God, I need to start. Oh God, I need to start. I've gotten a lot less antsy with that. But sometimes you just want to sit there. You just want to lay there. I have compression sleeves, which are nice. I'll probably use those tonight. I hope.